there's One Erection, or as now known as I'm Nicki Minaj. So here we are back in the crew again, and this time we are going to be taking a look at a brand new car that was released in the summit. I was actually pretty excited for this. I was waiting for an entire month for this to be released, and now I finally have it. The video is actually a little bit late, I know. I didn't have time to narrate it until now, which is like a couple of days, about a week after everyone got it. So yeah, there she is. There's the M4, and that little sound you heard was me taking a screenshot. So now let's take a look at this bad boy. Let's see what it sounds like. Let's see what it looks like. Lights are pretty nice. The LED headlights. And then we got the... What the heck is that sound? It legit sounds like a blender. And by the looks of it, the interior gauges do not illuminate, which is a problem. The GPS seems to illuminate though. It actually is a big problem. This thing, the gauges don't glow. But other than that, the model looks pretty darn good to the real one. Sounds a little weird, but you know, it's kind of to be expected. The crew sounds like that. Stock rims. Those are actually rims on the M4. I went into the BMW visualizer, or 360-degree view thing, whatever you want to call it, and those rims are actually available on the M4 coupe, and I believe the convertible as well. And as you can see, I was looking at the interiors. There's not much in terms of interior options, but stickers, you can do pretty much everything, and that was my lunch. So here we are with the M4. We're going to make it into Perf Spec. Judging from a screenshot that I saw, you can make it into the GTS variant, and by the looks of it, those are not going to be available as soon as you buy the thing. You do get the M4 GTS hood by the looks of it. There's the vent there, and then the power dome. So let's take a look, see what kind of cool colors it looks. Now this is not going to be exactly like the M4 GTS. It's not a bespoke M4 GTS anyway, because it's missing the OLED lights. It's missing some other the wheels, the orange wheels. There is the front bumper of the M4 GTS. Now if you want to make it exactly like the M4 GTS, this is the one you gotta pick, the bumper with the black top kidney grills. And of course you have the M4 rear bumper as well. That one, number 3, bumper number 3 is actually the one you should go with the chrome exhaust tips. But I chose the one with the carbon ones because those look better. You have to take the stock side skirt to make it look like the GTS, like you saw there. And here, looking at the rims, as you can see, those are actually the circuit spec rims at the end. Those are the rims you commonly see on the M4. These don't actually exist on the M4. You can't buy them. No wing, little lip. That wing with the little black sides, like this one right here. The other wing that has full carbon is actually the wing from the pace car M4. This is the M Performance wing, which is pretty cool. It's got little blue accents on the side. And of course there's a no wing option because it's Perf Spec. They added that option a while back. And stock hood. But I'm not going to put that on there because I want to make it look like the M4 GTS. And it's pretty close to the M4 GTS. That's the closest you could get to it because you can't find any other rims. If you put the gold rims on it, it just won't look right because the gold rims won't even match up to the front splitter, which is pretty annoying. And there's the interior again. Interior doesn't glow, which is annoying. But other than that, the model looks really, really good. And of course I'm going to do my setup. I used to do acceleration bonus parts, but top speed bonus parts are actually better than acceleration bonus parts now in the crew. Because acceleration bonus parts only work through the lower gears, like from first to third. But the top speed bonus parts work extremely well in the higher gears. Now, as you can see, I'm doing my standard setup with a couple of grip bonus parts. I recommend 4 grip bonus parts on this thing because it just handles brilliantly that way. If you do that, it's pretty darn good. Mine's not, again, it's not bespoke. It's not the actual M4 GTS because I made mine blue. If you want to make yours realistic, you gotta go either with the Alpine Whites, which is available in the official colors, that gray that comes standard on the M4 when you win it from the summit, or matte gray. That's basically all the colors that are available on the GTS. And it turns out the M4 GTS S also has 2 rim options. Gold rims and then some carbon rims, which is pretty nice, I guess. And as you can see, I'm just driving it through here now. And I'm keeping the crew license plate because that looks cool. And just kind of getting some more bucks from that combo thing. The image model looks pretty darn good too. Let's go into photo mode and take a quick look at the lights. Turn the lights on because now that's an option in the little car areas. They don't turn on if you don't go and make the environment dark in the photo mode, which is nice. But the lights look pretty darn cool. They look pretty realistic. And of course, there are actually photographs of real lights that are photoshopped onto there, but it still looks pretty good. It's kind of common with racing games. And of course, as you can see, the interior doesn't glow. The gauges, the gauges work, but they don't glow. Hopefully, they'll fix that in a later patch. And now just playing with the headlights now. So yeah, that's it. And now let's take it for a drive. So here we are on Observatory Dash. And we're going to be taking the M4 on Observatory Dash because this is kind of like a good place to test it, and it's a good way to see if it's actually pretty up there with the performance spec cars. Because if the AI can keep up with you, then it's not a good sign on this track. It means either you suck or you have a bad car. I don't suck, and if the AI can keep up with me, then that means I do have a bad car with me. I've driven the Vanquish on here, and the AI just catch up to you as soon as you take corners, because the Vanquish just doesn't even turn. But this thing does turn brilliantly, and it lets you have a little bit of fun too. Lets the back end slide out a bit when you want it to, even with 4 grip bonus parts. Here, you're not seeing the 4 grip bonus parts; you're seeing 2. But I highly recommend 4 grip bonus parts, and then the rest top speed bonus parts, since that just makes your car handle better, and I believe it also fixes the gearing ratio issues a bit, because it gets hung up between 6th and it gets hung up on 6th gear and has a bit of trouble going into 7th gear. And by adding 4 grip bonus parts and the rest top speed bonus parts, it kind of shortens the gear ratios a bit. But anyway, just driving along here, and this thing, like I said, this thing drives pretty darn well. That can't be said for the circuit spec though. I mean, circuit spec handles good. I'll talk about that more later on. But this is just better. The circuit spec just becomes all floaty in the higher gears. In 7th gear, just the handling just is non-existent. It's super sensitive. It's super drifty. And yeah, that was a bit of my fault. I didn't brake. I understeered off. But this thing's pretty darn good at just staying on the track. If you're going up, you can even go into PvP and win races with this car. If you're really good and you're going up against kind of noobish people in Y-Res and so forth. Or if you ask people to not use OP cars, then you can be pretty competitive with this thing. I'm a big fan of the lights that much. Wish they had the OLED lights. Hopefully they'll bring those in for the Perf Spec, because then it just doesn't look like a GTS. And there's no point of having the GTS body kits if you can't have the OLED lights and the orange wheels. And someone sent a chat message, and of course I got distracted and that happened, which is slightly funny. But yeah, overall, this is a great car. It's not perfect. None of the Summit cars are perfect, but hopefully they'll retune the M4 circuit spec, and they'll fix the interior issue with the Perf Spec. But other than that, this is a great car. I highly recommend you try and get this thing. And of course, I'm not participating in this month's Summit because I already have this thing. I don't need to get it again, or attempt to get it again. Well, I will definitely try and win it if I was going to play with it again. But there's no need. I've already got it. I have fulfilled my my demand, and I can enjoy this thing now. And I still am enjoying it. I've actually driven the circuit spec. It's not that bad if you actually know, if you actually anticipate that it doesn't drive very well. If you get used to it and you practice with it, you'll get you kind of can get over the fact that it's floaty at 7th gear, and the circuit spec is actually up there with the other cars, the higher end circuit spec cars like the 458s, the 4GT, and so forth. It's not OP, but it's capable of taking down the OP cars, and there's TTM Transporter. Shout out to him. Also, I shall be doing some showdown videos of this car later on, going on some tracks, so hopefully you guys are excited for the return of that series. That's the best. That's the best. This car has taken that corner really well. Well, I've never been able to take the corner that well in any other Perf car. Sorry for the interruption, one second. But yeah, this thing's pretty good. It's a pretty darn good car overall. Highly recommend you try and get this thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining.